here we go. Here is my top 10 personal accomplishments. Number 10, I leased my own vehicle in 2024. And while that may not sound to be the most exciting thing, for me, who has largely not been financially well off over my adult life, it was really cool. It was a really cool thing for me. Over the years, I've always had, my parents always had my back. They've been wonderful, wonderful parents, and very supportive. And when I needed a vehicle, they'd throw a co-sign up, or they co-sign the lease, and just for the added benefit of the credit score, so I can pay off my own stuff. A year and a half prior to this purchase in 2024, I had really been stepping my game up as far as working tons of overtime, clearing out debt, and shot my credit score up over 160 points roughly. It was a lot of hours. It was a lot of stress and long nights at work, but for me to be financially somewhat comfortable now, obviously always more is better, but to be able to lease my own vehicle, go in, say, here's my credit score, I don't need help, and pick up my own vehicle was so cool and an underrated feeling. Even though people did try to influence what I got or some other things, this was a very big achievement for me and picking out my own vehicle. So that is my number 10. Number 9, I used to do professional wrestling, and I had the wonderful experience of wrestling a gentleman by the name of Brody Lee. If you've ever watched pro wrestling, he was on All Elite Wrestling for a certain amount of time, and he did wrestle in WWE under the name of Luke Harper. He passed away at the end of 2020. He is no longer here with us, but I've always been happy and proud that I was a part of his last independent wrestling shows before he made it to the big time. He lived in Rochester. I was living in Rochester around that time, and he kind of took me under his wing, showed me some stuff, showed me how to be a better performer, be a better wrestler, or sports entertainer, however you want to describe it. And I got to be a part of his last independent wrestling match in 2013. So really cool. I don't wrestle anymore, but I've always been grateful for that opportunity to do that, to be part of that last stretch and the knowledge that he bestowed upon me. Unfortunately, things didn't work out. I maybe wasn't cut out for it. All stuff that we will talk about down the road, but very proud that I had earned respect enough to be a part of this man's last independent wrestling outing. So thank you, Brody, forever for that. Number 8, part of my growth, part of that around the same time as me trying to get myself financially right, was just trying to get my head right. In October of 2022, September-ish, I completely and fully gave up alcohol and marijuana usage, which is really a big thing for me. I don't know. I kind of just grew up and we're just kind of like, oh yeah, everybody does it. And I don't know. I never really benefited from either. If I did any in excess or just a little too much, I'd always feel like crap, and I didn't like feeling like crap anymore. So, it's really like there was nothing truly bad happened. I know I made some bad decisions under the influence of alcohol. Nothing life-threatening or any of that, but I've said and done some stupid things. And so for me, this was a no-brainer, and it has been so easy to stay off. Maybe it's just how I move socially, but it's never been an issue. I've never had an urge to just chug a beer or a mixed drink or light up a doobie, if anybody even calls it that anymore. But yeah, number 8, that was that. Number 7, wrestling in high school was a big part of my upbringing, and it got me through high school. So I was really, really excited to have the opportunity to come back and coach it in 2016. I won't give names or anything of the individuals involved, but I always wanted to coach wrestling, and I always wanted to be paid to coach wrestling. And I had an opportunity at Lewiston Porter High School in 2016. I got to help a kid. He was already really, really good, but I got to be his basically punching bag for a whole year. But we bounced off each other and did some cool things. He ended up winning a state championship, and I'm super proud that I was a part of that journey some way, somehow. And to, I don't know, just to get a paycheck that says, hey, you were a coach, was really cool. Obviously, the experience of helping out this young gentleman win a state championship or being a part of this journey is worth more than the money, but it's still really cool that a school trusted you to coach and compensated for it. Number 6. This is something that I'm going to talk about down the road too. I'll delve more deeply into, but for a very long time, I stopped reading books. Those reasons why will be explained down the road. But in 2023, I decided to pick up reading books again and got off my phone, started spending all my free time just sitting down, relaxing, and just immersing myself in a book. And in 2023, I read a total of 46 books, which was outstanding. I will be talking about a book list at some point. Very, very excited because I know there's book culture is thriving right now with through a variety of means. But reading 46 books in 2023 was a big accomplishment for me after not reading them for so many years. Number 5, I am in a studio right now. It is not my own. Very, very excited to be a part of Emerge Media Creators Co-op, but we just closed down my studio, which operated from 2020 to a month ago, nearly 5 years. We called it the Podcast Precinct, and we had so many different bodies. People come in, different shows, come in and use our space to record and express themselves, as I've been fortunate to do so for so long. It was really cool. We made it as comfortable as we could. We had video game nights, and we'd watch sporting events together, couches, and all sorts of different parties and functions. But I was very, very proud that we got to do it for nearly 5 years, and hear and witness people tell their stories in podcast form. So very, very proud of that. Number 4 and 3 actually kind of go hand in hand, but they are important. I wasn't athletically gifted when I was younger, but as we got into high school, I thrived in one single sport, and that was the sport of high school wrestling. Obviously, we talked about me coaching, but in 2008-2009 season, which was my senior year of high school, I was competed and won we call it a Section 6 championship. It's Western New York. But I won a sectional title, and it was really, really, it was icing on the cake of a career just a wrestling career that I never expected to go as far as it did. And it's really cool when you could say you're the best kid in your division in all of Western New York, in any remote area. So I'm very, very proud of that accomplishment. And my third one, except goes hand in hand, to compete at the state wrestling championships, you have to either win a sectional or kind of place up there. And in that same year, I placed 6th in New York State in my division, which, again, just so fortunate, so lucky. Obviously, you always wish you can do more, right? Place higher. But it is what it is. I have no control of that now. And I took 6th place, and nobody can ever take that away from me. I am so proud athletically of what I have done in the sport of wrestling. So my last 2 are pretty simple. I mean, they kind of go hand in hand as well. My number 2 is getting married. I was not the a suave ladies man by any means. I was a dating nightmare. I'm the first one to admit, and dating was not kind to me. There were a lot of sad down nights, and the fact that somebody was willing to marry me after so many years, after looking through all my imperfections, was just the coolest feeling. Because I could tell you right now, in high school, I was like, ugh, this isn't looking very good. And 2019, we just celebrated our 6-year wedding anniversary. We got married, and it was a wonderful occasion, and I have not regretted it one day since. And my number one, this happened this past April, something that I've always wanted to be, because I had a great dad myself, is becoming a dad. You never know. You just never know. You can try and try and try, and it just doesn't pan out. But I was very, very fortunate. Me and my wife were very, very fortunate. And I can't tell you enough how wonderful it is to look at something you created, and it looks at you as like you're something greater than you actually are. I'm so proud of this boy. I love him to death, and he is everything to me. And I only hope that I can be as great of a dad to him as my dad was to me. But there it is, everybody. My top 10 personal accomplishments. I thank you so much for sitting in on this. Make sure you tune back in on Friday for the Friday Fun List. Also, don't forget, send an email. All right, if you want somebody to share the list with, I am here. eatsleeplistpod@gmail.com. Tell a friend. Tell somebody. Put it out there. Put it out there in the world. All right, and we'll check back with you. Be safe. Take care. Love and appreciate you. Till next time, do you even list?